Well, good morning, everyone. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I just turned the camera on. I just woke up. It's why my voice sounds funny. I'm the first one awake of the gang today, and I walked upstairs to our place that's in the mountains. We're in Constanza, by the way, and this is the very first thing I saw this morning. We are above the clouds. That is clouds. There's a town down there, and that is mountains. Dominican Republic, Constanza. Oh my God, we rented this place. We did not think we'd get to see this, and it's happening. I can't wait for everyone to wake up. This is just wild, you guys. This is not the way we're gonna start the video today. We're on our patio. We rented a place that has this amazing view that's overlooking the town, but yesterday, we could see the town. You could see a hot tub here as well, so hopefully later on today we'll get to enjoy that, but I still cannot believe what I'm looking at. There's no way the camera is picking that up as well as my eye does, but I've never seen anything in my life like this. Look, I can see Anna, she's just waking up. Do you see that? Oh.
Wow. I heard someone talking and I was like, who's up? And Trevor, you're talking to the camera. Oh my gosh. This is amazing.
This guy just woke up.
Yeah. Wow.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
No, we were just saying last night that we'd never seen it, and we've been in mountains before, but we've never seen like the floor of clouds.
Yeah, this is just crazy. I still can't believe what I'm looking at.
I know, we thought it left for a second. We had to wake Chris and Carol up so they didn't miss it, but it settled back down. It still looks so cool.
Oh, I know. Wow. The DR just keeps blowing our minds.
No question that the views here are absolutely amazing. This here might give you a little bit better idea of where we are right now.
Yeah, you can see, well, the house. Should we call it a mountain house?
Yeah, it might as well be a mountain house. I feel like we are in the mountain. We are in the mountains. It's absolutely a mountain chalet.
We are, but we have a view of the town in the valley of Constanza. Now, we will give them a tour a little later, right?
Yeah, we're about to go do something really, really fun. As you've probably figured out, a little bit of time has passed. We got ready, got my face on. I'm not so... woken up, had some coffee, and we're ready to go. We're doing something super fun today. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to get there. We will see, but I think it'll be worth it.
For some reason, if you guys don't know who we are, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. I didn't get to say that in the very first of the video. Welcome to the channel. If you're not new around here, I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far because we're completely shocked. We're still shocked. This is in the DR. We're in the DR.
This is crazy. This is the highest town in the Caribbean. We are up in the mountains. We have been to Jarabacoa before, which is the next town down, but this is the highest we've been. Yeah. And just wanted to let you guys know, this is like the most requested place, especially when we ask Dominicans where we should go. They always say Constanza.
I can't thank the Dominicans enough for constantly telling us where to go in this country, because if you had told us a few years ago before we came here, we would have said, this is Punta Cana. DR is Punta Cana, but hello, we are in the mountains in such an amazing town right now.
We didn't think that our rental car was going to get us where we're going today, so we've hired a driver to help us out.
We're going to a waterfall. I don't think we said that. The guys are in there. See if I can... You guys excited?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to pile in here. Well, the drive up here was absolutely incredible. The views, I'm just gonna keep saying this, are out of this world.
Unbelievable.
The road gets a little narrow.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, were you happy that you weren't driving?
Yes, we didn't have a 4x4. We didn't rent one, so we're now at Aguas what's it called? Aguas?
Salto de Aquas Blancas?
Blancos. So Yeah, this is gonna be cool. So I keep comparing this place to Jarabacoa so far. We've been there about a year and a half ago and it was out of this world, but this is higher up in Constanza here. We're about, I think it's around 4,500 feet high, and the whole climate here, the landscape, the trees, everything is different. There's no palm trees. Can you guys hear that? Yeah, the waterfall is like right here.
First glimpse, oh my gosh, you guys, this is incredible, and we're not even at, I think, the main viewing point yet.
Yeah, I can see like another landing further ahead, but this is so cool.
Yeah, I think I actually read that this is one of the tallest waterfalls in all of the Caribbean. So it's actually multiple levels. I don't think we'll see that. Hopefully we'll actually get to fly the drone though, so we can get some perspective.
It's kind of cold up here, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna warm up, but
you'll be fine. This is the half Brit in him. Carol's dressed a little warmer.
Yeah. Brazilian.
Yeah, Brazilian. It's kind of funny, the perspective, but do you guys find, like, do you notice how the whole like landscape's different? Like, there's no palm trees and stuff?
I said to her, it feels more like the mountains in California or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's like Canada up here.
The climate, actually, we were saying, it's December right now. It feels like summertime in Canada, especially in Nova Scotia. You can get a little bit cool overnight, and then you wake up in the morning, it's like a little bit chilly in the morning, and then it warms up during the day.
There's this kind of metal bridge and like an actual walkway so far, which is nice. We don't have to like use ropes.
Yeah, it's all built up here. They have stairs, they have walkways. We haven't actually got to the waterfall yet, but I think there's like a viewing platform. So if you have any mobility issues or like are worried about having to hike, definitely none of that here. We're just making our way up to the waterfall now. Just a couple things to note. It is free to get in here, which is incredible. It only took us about around 30 minutes from the main town, Constanza. There are bathrooms up here, we read that, but the doors were actually locked, so yeah, it's starting to get louder, isn't it? Yeah, I can kind of see a glimpse of it. We're almost at the very end of the walkway. Ooh, this is gonna be so cool. Well, here we go. This is the big, the big reveal. Wow, this is amazing. I am just gonna keep saying this over and over and over. Yeah. How is this in the Dominican Republic? This is the DR.
I know. I'm shivering.
We were just on the beach like, what, a day ago?
Yeah, like 30-degree weather.
Now I think, Carol, can I borrow your jacket?
No, only me have that jacket, so...
You might have to borrow a jacket.
Yeah.
We've established that it's cold here, but I could just keep staring at this beautiful waterfall all day. There's actually another level, which is hard to believe. I think it's one of the tallest waterfalls in all of the DR. You guys, I know most of you come here for the beach. That's what people come to the DR for, and a lot go to Punta Cana, but you have got to put this place on your list, especially when it's so close to the beach. It's such a contrast, it's so much fun, and I'm so glad we are here. I'm gonna touch this water here. Yeah, that is muy frío. Very cold.
So I was actually reading on like the official Dominican Republic tourism site, and it said between November and March, if you go swimming, you have to be really, really careful because the potential of getting hypothermia definitely goes up.
Well, we were saying, how does that make sense with people that do cold plunge?
I know, could someone explain it? Is it like a mind over matter thing? If you accidentally fall in the water and get hypothermia, it's like you go into shock maybe, but if you're like purposely doing it, you know you're cold, you don't get hypothermia?
Like the Iceman.
Like the Iceman.
Well, we're not going in.
No. I stuck my hand in the water like 5 minutes ago, and I know we already said it's cold and the water is absolutely freezing. My hand is still cold. I'm like doing the breathing on it to try to warm it up a little bit. So if you are coming here, especially in the winter time, be prepared. Maybe you need a wetsuit. That might help. Then you could maybe go swimming. But I was just thinking about all the amazing waterfalls we've been to around the world. And I know whenever you go to one, it's always mind-blowing. They're always amazing. But the fact that it was, we didn't have to drive to get here, and then the walk was literally 5 minutes just to get right here. Super easy, and there's nobody else here. So I'm gonna say this one wins out just for that fact alone.
I was just thinking too, there's not much spray from it.
There's not.
And our lens, the camera lens, is not getting all wet.
Yeah, that never happens. That never happens.
So I don't know if you guys know, there's actually different types of waterfalls. We've learned this before. I don't have cell service to look it up, but I think there's about 3 or 4. This one's actually called a horsetail, just because it's thin. I don't mean the name of the waterfall, I just mean the type, the style of it, so it's good to know. Also, we were just thinking about it, since we are here, I think it's a Tuesday, that's probably why there's not many people. The tour guide today, who drove us up here, basically we used him for the ride, told us on the weekends it gets quite busy, with especially a lot of Dominicans come from like Santo Domingo and Santiago, so that's super cool. But I think in high season it gets a little busier, but nowhere near like a place like Punta Cana. Man, this place, the DR, absolutely love it. But now it's time to go to another place. We just came over to a place called La Esquina, and it's super cool inside here. There's so many beer cans and cervezas, and right now it's early in the day, not many people. And this right here, my friends, is a craft beer from here. And you might notice the color, like what's happening. It's not St. Patrick's Day or anything like that. It's just a green local beer. I will try quickly for you because I'm sure you're like, who makes green beer? These guys do in Constanza. I love that it comes in this like kind of mug. This is so cool. It's light in taste. You don't really taste, I'm assuming they add some kind of like syrup to make it green. It's kind of like an easy drinking lager beer. It's messing with my mind though, I'll say that. These guys got some stuff too. Let's see what they got.
I got the Uno, the one. Also a beer from the Dominican. Not my favorite, it's almost too light, but it's still okay.
It's still okay.
Yeah.
How much rum do you have in your Coca-Cola?
No, I just have a Coca-Cola.
She's lying. She's lying.
Carol's the only sensible one.
I don't often order an Aperol Spritz in the Dominican Republic, usually just because it's way more expensive than, say, a mojito. It was actually really well priced here, maybe because we're up in the mountains. It was 240 pesos, which is about 4 USD. That's really good.
Yeah, and the reason we found out about this place was recommendations,
Yeah,
right?
so we actually put a call out on Instagram and asked people for some recommendations, and a few people recommended this place. Some of our food has arrived, at least 2 of our dishes. We decided to go for tapas, since this is kind of a tapas restaurant. We're doing lots of small things. So we got these catibillas. Catibillas?
What's in the catabillas?
So there were different types. It's basically like a small empanada, but these are made out of yuca, and we got chorizo on the inside. And then I believe we went for chicken croquettes. There again was a whole bunch of different croquettes, and I think we ordered chicken, and now I kind of forget because there were so many options. I'm gonna try this guy first. Just honestly, I don't know what to expect of it. It looks like it was like a big chip or something when it arrived. I thought it was gonna look more like an empanada, but I'm gonna bite right in there, assuming the meat's in here.
Ooh, more fruit.
Tortilla española y patatas bravas.
Gracias, amigo. Back to the food review. How is it?
Really, really good. I honestly it looks like there's like cheese in there, so I think it's just really small pieces of chorizo, but you super get that smokiness from it, so you taste the chorizo right away. But it's just like a nice little light bite snack.
Let's quickly try the croqueta pollo out. I always love these things. Look at the inside. If you haven't had a croquette, you just have to. They're kind of like, well, they're deep fried, but the way the chicken is inside, it's not like chunks of chicken. It's almost like a puree mixed with all the other goodies on the inside. Really good and a really good price. We have 2 other dishes to try. All right, next up, patatas bravas. They don't look like the regular kind you get in Spain.
No, often when you get them in Spain, it's like fried potatoes, same sort of shape, but they have the red sauce and sort of a like garlicky mayo.
Like a white mayo-y sauce on the top.
This is missing that, but I'm hoping this will be spicy.
It's supposed to be spicy, so they say.
Ooh. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a kick. Almost like there's a lot of maybe cayenne pepper in there. It's got that kind of flavor to it, that kind of heat. And it's really just a really super tomato-y sauce.
Our last dish to try is this guy. So it's way bigger than we thought it would be. Lots of egg in here, potato. Usually it's quite a simple dish, so we'll see. Oh yeah. It's taking me right back to Spain when we were there. It's been quite a long time, but we used to get this dish all the time. Obviously tapas is what you do here. I just think it's super fun that in this town there's I think there's a few tapas restaurants, so it's not the only one. And the portions, as you can see, are very big. I wouldn't get this one just like on my own if it was gonna be, whoa, fly, if I was gonna be the only dish I was gonna try. But when you have a bunch of other dishes to have with it and mix it up, it's just super fun to eat. All right, what do you got here?
I got the German sausage. Really good. There's like, I think there's some herbs in there. I think it's mainly pepper though. But The sauce is definitely the extra special part.
Yeah, and
the barbecue sauce.
Tostones.
Tostones, my favorite.
See what Carol has.
Yes, I have fish, which is the mero a la plancha, and it has a creamy sauce on top.
Yeah, there's a lot in there, huh? Look at that.
Yeah.
Tons of cream.
And I went for the French fries.
Well, we're now back where we started off in the video. We are in our, well, I guess I'm gonna say our house, our rental. This is a 2-bedroom house. We're gonna show you guys around. You can probably tell behind me. It's a very big room, some interesting ceilings, super high, made of wood as well. So, okay, I'll try to give you a bit of a rundown here. You can see a big couch behind me. There's actually a giant fireplace over there, huh?
That actually works as wood in it. We haven't had a fire here, but you could, because it gets cold at night.
Yeah, I mean, there's a TV. We haven't had that on, but why would you when you got the view that you saw earlier? We'll take you out there. But the kitchen, you want to go demonstrate the kitchen for me?
Yeah. It's a really good kitchen. Your full fridge over here, a great big gas stove and oven over there. So if you want to do some cooking, you could do some serious cooking over here. Fridge and everything over here. And I feel like this kitchen is really well stocked. Yeah, well stocked. One thing we were looking for when the 4 of us got here was a place that we can kind of all work. So we're getting close to the window. It's a little messy, but you can see yeah, I mean, this is the workstation. A bit of a mess right now, but I know where you guys want to go. You want to check out back here. All right, here we go. We're much more awake this time around. You can't miss, well, the first thing you're gonna see is that amazing hot tub. Yeah, and it does actually get hot. We used it last night and it was legitimately, we had to keep getting in and out. It gets very, very hot. Right now it's actually hot during the day because the sun's on us. Yeah, so. I know, so it's much warmer now than it was at the waterfall earlier. Now it's like, I'm pretty hot in the sunshine. Yeah, we got a big old couch area here. We haven't even hung out here yet, but now that we're back, we might. Yeah, I think I might like grab a book after we're done this and just chill out here. It really is though all about the view and of course, well, the hot tub. The views up here, you guys, I mean, you saw earlier in the video, but even now, I mean, there's none of those clouds. And yeah, it's just the whole scenery's different. The whole vibe of this town just feels like a whole other place. Parts of it driving around, like when we're driving here, reminds me a little bit of like even Napa Valley. If there was vineyards here, it feels a lot like that. It feels like places in Croatia. There's no palm trees around. Remember, we're in the Dominican Republic. Not a palm tree in sight. A lot of the greenery looks like things we'd find in Canada. Like what the heck? Who knew? I hope there's some people watching the video that had no idea you can do this here, because yeah, I could just, you know, I could be in Constanza for at least a month, honestly. So far, we are loving it. So we'll take you guys downstairs here. So there's another level. It's quite big. You see these big old wooden stairs and this big corridor. It sounds more echoey now that I'm here. There's 2 bedrooms. Jumping Places has that one. They're the same kind of like style rooms. So. Yeah, they're just basically the same exact room, but mirrored to one another. The only thing I don't like about this place is that both rooms have double, like very small double beds, almost singles. So it's not really meant for couples. I don't know quite what the intention was. You could do it or sleep in separate beds. It's just like a weird, it's kind of just an awkward layout. Yeah, I don't know why. If it were me, I would have, if you're trying to fit this many beds in here, I'd at least make one a queen. Something like that? Yeah, the other thing to note, just, you know, Canadians and Americans would care about this, but there's no screens on any windows. No screens, so if you open the windows, you're gonna, and we just had to try to get rid of a wasp upstairs. So. Well, it happens, but here, we'll take you guys into, the bathroom is this way. So yeah, the bathroom's pretty nice. We got all our stuff, again, looks pretty lived in, but yeah, our swim trunks from last night are there, and you'll see the vanity, so it pretty much does the trick. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. It's a really nice place. There's just a couple things I would change, but the upstairs is amazing. It's probably obvious, but the reason we're here is for that view, because that's extra special. But now we're just gonna get a bit of work done. Busy morning, busy day so far. And I think later on we'll pick you guys back up here, especially at night, if the weather holds up. We'll probably get in that hot tub. It's a little bit later and Chris is at the fire here. It's pretty funny how we got this going. We used, what did we use? Toilet paper? And hand sanitizer. And it's going though. It is going. But we also had these 2 secret weapons. We've been turning on the backup charger, which is absolutely hilarious. And then in the back, there's a button for this fan. And watch. The minute we turn that on, now it's clearly going. We don't need it. Can you hear it though? Yeah, but
to get that fan came in handy. Well, look at that. That's great. Who would have thought? Hand sanitizer, toilet paper, backup charger, fan.
Improvising.
Amazing fire.
Yeah.
I'll also show you guys the hot tub now. Take a look at this. Actually, the power just came back on, so you can probably see the lights for the town. We had no power up until just a few minutes ago, so we thought we weren't going to be able to kind of film this part because we were going to try to get in there, and we thought since we had no power we'd just light the fire. So right now this is kind of cool. Again, I remind everybody that we are in the Dominican Republic. Right now it's about 18 degrees Celsius. In the evening we have a fire going with a view and a hot tub. This seems like something we should be doing in like Switzerland, Germany, somewhere like that. It's absolutely crazy.
We heated up the hot tub for an hour or so, and I imagine you can probably see the steam that's coming off of it. It's quite cozy in here.
Yeah, I don't know if the steam's gonna come across. These guys are here. What do you guys have? Some wine?
Yeah, red wine.
And me a beer. Well, same as before.
A beer. You can see the steam though. It's hot in here, huh?
A bit too hot for me.
Yeah, it's been a weird day of like
Hot and cold.
Yeah, hot, cold, hot, cold. The camera is going in and out of focus because of the steam though. It's funny. For all of you guys that are new around here and you're like, oh cool, these guys are all together. We actually have some history, don't we?
Yeah, it's funny. We've actually ran into a fair number of people when we were walking around Cabarete, and they were like, oh my goodness, it's Playful Travelers, it's Jumping Places, you're together. And they had no idea that we'd met in the past. So. Yeah, so if you're wondering, oh look at the steam. If you're wondering where we met, I think some of you would think maybe we met last year in Thailand. No, we actually, the four of us got stuck in the Philippines when COVID hit, huh?
2020.
Yeah, but for like, how long? Like 4 or 5 months, I can't even remember.
Yeah, we were together that long, and then Thailand was just a week, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Thailand was a week, and yeah, we felt like we all went through the whole madness of it all. Like, I don't know if you guys think back to that time, like no one knew what was going on. Like it was like the world was ending, and the four of us just kind of like stuck together.
Yeah, and after that we always kept in touch. We have a WhatsApp group and we always keep talking.
Yeah.
With friends.
I know. And now we try to meet up at least like once a year and do things like this. I mean, today was actually over the top. How are we going to top this?
I don't
know. Honestly.
The clouds in
Yeah,
the
if you guys have any suggestions for places around the world that can top this.
Yeah. I don't know if this day can be topped. I mean, this was pretty cool. And no lockdown. There was no lockdowns this time.
Well, it is the next day and we have one more thing we want to do while we're here in Constanza. One thing you might not know about this area is that it's very, very famous for growing strawberries. Yes, strawberries. I'm sure that's not the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of fruits that might be growing here in the Dominican Republic, but this area grows loads and loads and loads of strawberries. So we've immediately come into the part where they are sorting and packaging the strawberries. We're supposed to do a tour today, but the person that we arranged it with isn't here, so we're not quite sure what's happening. But if anything, we're just gonna look around and see what's happening.
Yeah, take a look. You can see all the strawberries here kind of packed away, and guys are packing back there, so it's pretty neat to see, yeah. So of course we couldn't come to Constanza without trying some strawberries, since it is one of the most popular things to do. Take a look at this. There's so many of these. Like this goes as far as the eye can see, and from where I'm standing it looks to be like dozens and dozens. So it's a huge industry here in the DR. It's also stuff like I would just never think that this is a thing in the Dominican Republic, but I guess this area is where they grow lots of strawberries and lots of other vegetables for the rest of the country. I do wonder, I didn't get to look this up, I wonder if they export it to other countries as well. So yeah, it's so cool. I'm just learning so much about the DR day by day.
I can't believe how many strawberries are in here. These, whatever you want to call them, we're in these basically like covered domes, almost like a greenhouse, but they just go on and on and on and on and on and on. There's so many strawberries here. And when you're driving through Constanza, you can see these all over the place. There must be tons of strawberry farms.
It's interesting, they're kind of white and red, and I don't know if that's because they are organic.
Yeah, I'm also curious if there's a particular time of year that they are better or like more ripe. They only speak Spanish here, so we're relying on Chris and Carol, unfortunately, to have to translate everything for us.
We can make a few things.
We can get a few things.
I can get the gist of it, but it's good, but it's not too sweet. It's nice and fresh. I think the difference, like maybe I'm comparing it to strawberries we have at home, and I don't know if they're
that are like in season
strawberries when they're fresh and they're like have a really big sweetness to them. These are they're tasty. Like again,
I kind of like that it's a little bit tart.
This isn't even the only like strawberry farm up here in the mountains of the Dominican Republic. It's a lot of fun to eat though and just kind of walk around.
By the way, we had put a shout out, I think we said this already, on Instagram to ask people for recommendations in this area, and so many people said we should go to Fresas Franchi, I think it's called. I think it's another farm around here, and apparently it's really, really cool. But they're only open on weekends, and we are not here during a weekend, so that's the reason we didn't go there.
Yeah, I know people will leave a comment on
Yeah.
that. This is still pretty neat
Yeah.
though. But that place did look cool on
Yeah,
Google
it
Maps. Did you guys know before coming to Constanza that like strawberries and farming was a thing?
No, I didn't know anything about Constanza besides mountains.
Yeah, we told them it was mountains, but yeah, it's pretty neat. Look at we got quite a few strawberries.
By the way, they don't just grow strawberries here at Constanza, they actually grow loads and loads of different types of fruits and vegetables, loads of produce. I think a large portion of the produce that you buy here in the Dominican Republic is grown here.
Our tour guide was just saying that the best time for, well, the season, I should say, the season to grow strawberries is from December to February, which makes sense because it's the cooler months. Again, you guys probably heard us say a few times now, it's a little colder here than the beach area in the DR. Whoa, there's like a wire here, one sec. But yeah, so that's fascinating, which would, I understand now, like when I see all these domes around, there's literally so many. Most of what they have here is strawberries, although we did just walk by some like cabbage, so there's clearly a few other veggies, but I have a feeling just because it's in season, strawberries are where it's at right now.
So if you're wondering where we actually are, it's called Fresas Franchi. We'll put a link or a map below in the description if you're trying to find it. We contacted them in advance and they told us it's 200 pesos per person for the tour. It takes about 20 minutes. The girl or the person that we were in contact with isn't actually here, so we're not sure if we're getting the official tour or not. And I think they also told us maybe we have a little surprise at the end, but I'm not sure.
Check this out, it's a papaya tree. I've never seen a papaya tree.
It's funny because we often, when we get like a breakfast thing in Cabarete, it comes with papaya, and I wasn't really sure what a papaya actually looked like on the outside, but I've definitely seen them around now that I see it on the tree.
Yeah, even like, it's just really leafy. Like I didn't expect the tree to be as leafy, I don't know why. It's almost like they're hidden way back there. Oh, what did you find?
It's the papaya again. I think it looks different to the last one because they just cut the branches.
That's why, okay.
It was all overgrown.
I think this is probably what I expected it to look like, but I guess you cut the branches. It's almost like
looks more like a palm tree.
a palm tree.
We asked her how you know when they're ready, but she said you actually have to pick them, leave them in the sun, and then they become ready. So all of these can potentially be ready, I think. You just need to pick them and leave them in the sun.
Well, we're finishing up the tour with some strawberry tea here. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's kind of hot when you're holding the glass. It's a plastic glass.
It's really yummy. A little bit sweet, a little bit obviously strawberry, but there's also some cinnamon in there, which is a nice little added touch.
I know. But this was like such a fun day, but not just that. This whole time with you guys, what, it's been like a week and some now. Multiple videos.
Yeah.
Flew by.
Time flies when you're having fun.
And how many videos have we filmed together? Like 4 or 5?
4 or 5.
So for you guys watching, that's been probably a month or so. So we hope you enjoyed having these guys along. Definitely subscribe to them if you're not already. I'm sure most of you are, but do it if not.
Yeah, and head over to their channel because they obviously were filming kind of the same stuff as we were, so you get to see a different perspective.
Yeah, so the big question is, what next? Where are we going to meet up next?
I think we should plan something next year again.
Yeah.
I know.
Maybe in the Caribbean again.
It could
Maybe
be.
here.
Yeah. If you guys have any ideas, let us know, because we keep, we travel, we're all travelers and we travel all the time, but we're trying to figure out the next place because we've done the Philippines, not on purpose. We got stuck there together. And Thailand last year and Krabi, which was super fun.
Yeah.
Now here.
Now here.
It's gonna be fun to figure out. Leave us a comment, let us know, but we're gonna wrap it up, close the video out. If you got this far, hit subscribe and all that stuff, leave a comment. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll finish up our tea, and for us it's off to Santiago.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you guys, where are you guys?
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands. So we haven't been there, so definitely go watch their stuff. But
All right, guys, that's it.
from Constanza, wishing you guys all delightful travels.
See you soon.